there, it's Melissa, and I'm back today with a Free Flow Wednesday, and I just showed you the mood board that we're working with this week, and that's my layout. So I went through my scrap bag and just gathered lots of bits and pieces of offcuts, and you'll see that I keep all sorts of shapes and sizes, and I just gathered papers that were in the colours of the mood board, which was black, white, grey, and a pop of teal. So I was actually surprised that I had a lot of papers that would work, and I was even more surprised that I had embellishments that would work. And I've got some Project Life cards, a really old Glitz cut apart, some old Heidi Swap, I guess it's memorabilia, and I'm just showing you there that I used my favourite things die, and I cut a lot of those papers into triangles because on the mood board there was an image that had triangles on it, so I knew I wanted to incorporate them into this page. I love the idea of Free Flow Wednesday because it's all about how I'm inspired by the mood board and creating in my own style, and this layout definitely takes a life of its own, and I guess it flows in a free way, and so I'm really happy with how it turns out. Now this is, I think, possibly Bella Boulevard or Studio Calico, I can't remember, but it's really old, and I've kept it because it had the word makeup on it, and I have a photo of my middle daughter, who's the oldest one in this photo, and she got into my makeup when she was little and put it all over her face, so I've been keeping it for that. But underneath it was the word everyday, and I love the fact that it stretched across the full 12 by 12, and so I thought I'll fussy cut it out, and that can be the border on the bottom of my page. And I did think about using that piece there that I'd already cut for something else, and looking at it now, I'm glad I didn't go with it because it really doesn't suit the style of this page, and so you'll see soon that I'll remove it. So here I'm just using some of those Heidi Swap die cuts, and that's an acetate piece that says awesome, and of course it's in the colour, that sort of minty teal colour, and this is a really old piece of Studio Calico paper, and I'm just using that to match my photo. And I must say, it's always amazes me how I remember probably most of these papers. I could tell you who the designers are, or what manufacturer they're from, and I think when you really love something as much as I do with scrapbooking, you definitely pay attention, and you remember, or you pay attention and just are able to recall details. So anyway, makes me laugh. So here I'm just layering some of these Project Life cards, and they are actually Project Life cards. I think they're one of the Dear Lizzie, possibly Polka Dot Party, and I loved how they look together. And that's an ampersand, and I thought it was perfect because the mood board showed a big ampersand which was white with a background, and so I knew I wanted to use that. And so here I'm just playing around working out what embellishments I think I might use, and I did think about using that little banner that says love. And now I'm just wanting to get the placement of these pieces behind my photo so that I can then move on to decide how I'm going to use triangles. And I love that today it's another acetate word from Heidi Swap, and it's her handwriting, and it's gorgeous, and I think it works perfectly. And the title of this layout is Today and Everyday. So I'm just stapling as much as I can because I don't want to move these. I find that if I don't adhere things when I'm happy with them, I find it really hard to get things back in place. And so I've decided that I need to provide a bit of lift on my photo, so I'm using some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, and I'm just coming under with some double-sided tape and putting it down in the positions where I haven't stapled, and that'll just make sure it's all secure. So now I'm just happy with where I'm going to put my photo, so I'm adhering that down. And the photo is of my two girls. They are 5 years apart in age, and I have a son as well, and he is 27 months older than my oldest daughter. But I really wanted to document the fact that my two girls love each other so much, and when I started making this layout, which is, it's Monday here in New Zealand today that I've made this, and now it's the early hours of Tuesday morning as I'm recording this voiceover, but this photo was taken a few weeks ago, and I did think about just journaling about their relationship on that day and what was happening in the photo. And if you look at the photo, you'll see that both girls look like they're smiling, or kind of smiling. But my little one's actually grimacing because the big one is behind her, hugging her, and she doesn't want to be hugged. But anyway, today was the first day back at school after school holidays. We are in spring right now, and we're in the final term of school. So we have 4 terms here in New Zealand in the school year. And this morning when I dropped my kid, the older 2 off, the little one cried as soon as my oldest daughter got out of the car. And so I thought, that's a memory that I want to record. And so I decided to use this layout to record the memory. Even though I don't have a photo of the memory, this photo really does represent the relationship that they have, the 2 of them. So what you've missed, or not missed, as I've been chatting, I just fussy cut out the ampersand. I'm really happy with how that looks. And now I'm just wanting to add some lift and dimension in some of my layers. So I've used the negative part of some pop dots, and I love doing that. And now I'm thinking about where I'm going to place these triangles. And the majority of the triangles that I've cut are in black or grey, and I've got a few in that kind of pale teal colour. And the mood board really did focus on black and white and grey, so I didn't want to go overboard with teal. You would have seen, or you can see, that it is probably the majority of embellishment, and with the happiness card is that teal, but the black and white and grey just come in and provide that balance and really, I think, reflect the mood board. So I've decided just to place my triangles, as you can see there, kind of layered on each other. And I'm really happy with the placement of the ampersand now, and I don't want to move it. So once again, I'm lifting up some parts of it and getting it adhered so that there's no way that it's going to move. And now I'm deciding that if I put my adhesive, my double-sided tape, in kind of the middle parts and not on the edge, I can tuck any of the triangles behind. Now, I didn't want to show you the entire process of sticking down all those triangles. It's pretty tedious, but I just used a combination of double-sided tape and glue. Now, that bow came from a pack. We have this, it's a kind of a bargain shop here in New Zealand, and they have parallel imported things, and they have a really good scrapbooking section, and you can find some things that are a little bit different. And I had found a packet of bows, and they were really cute, and so this layout was the perfect one to get the black one down, and I was determined to get it on here no matter what, so I'm happy with where it's sitting there. Those are a couple of Kaiser Craft arrows stickers, and I was happy to use them up as well. And now I'm just stamping the date, and unfortunately I get my 2s and my 5s mixed up, and I stamped the date to be the 15th, which is the day that you're watching this video, but really it should have said the 12th. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm not going to look back at this in future years and go, oh my goodness, the school year didn't start, the school term didn't start on that date. It doesn't matter to me. So now I'm doing my journaling, and if you've watched my videos, you'll know that journaling is important to me. It's something that I have on probably 99% of my pages. And I've just talked about the relationship of the girls, and today how the little one cried when the big one went to school. And I'm wanting to add the date of the photo just so that there's a bit of a link between the fact that the story doesn't necessarily go with that photo, and so I've done that. And now the final step for me is to add some colour shine, and this one is I think it's Seafoam in Heidi Swap Colour Shine. And then I'm going to use a really old Studio Calico. I can't even remember the colour, but it came in a kit years ago, and I wish that it was a bigger bottle because I'm running out of it. But it's not black, it's kind of paler, but I think it provides the perfect sort of tiny droplets between the black and the grey colour. And I did think about using India ink, but I thought it would be too much. So that's pretty much my final layout. There'll be a shot at the end. I'm having issues at the moment with my close-up shots. They seem to corrupt whenever I put them onto iMovie, so I'm really sorry that there aren't any close-up shots, but if you head over to my blog, you'll be able to see some there. So I just want to say thanks for watching. Loving being a part of this team, and it's just awesome to get together and just share our love of creating, and hopefully we're providing some inspiration for all of you. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back again next month. See you later.